The next input type that we're going to do is a range input type, and this gives us a slider. Now we're going to do that. We're going to put that slider widget right here after the radio buttons. So this is going to be in the second field set and after all those radio buttons right before the text area. And we do want to use a form row div to put that input element in the label. And so the input element starts with the things we've been doing so far. It has a name, which is service rate. And then it has an ID, which is range box. And now the type is the new part. This is the one we haven't used yet. So the type is range. Okay, and that is the input, and we're going to go ahead and add a label on this and use the for to connect it. So we do the ID, which is the range box, and then we can type the label. And the label is rate the overall service. And now we want to put a break in here because we want the label to be on 2 lines. So we can just simply add a break tag. And then we can type the rest of it, which is parentheses 0 equals poor. We're just letting them know what the range is. 0 is poor and 10 equals great. And we're going to make that part of the label. Okay, so there's the label. And if we go refresh that, there, that's what we get. So here's the label. We expect the line with the break. So that's our 2-line label. But here's what we get. We get this range widget. So this is a slider widget. And that just allows us to slide across that. Now we want to put a bottom number and a top number, and we're going to add this just inside the div. So it's going to be inside the div, and we'll put the 0 before the slider or the range input and the 10 after. And if we do that and refresh, then we get a 0 on one end of it and a 10 on the other end. Now, very similar to how we did that number input, we can add where we want it to start. So we do that with value. We say, okay, well, let's start it right in the middle. So we'll start it with 5. And if we do that and refresh, oh, so there's where it thinks 5 is. So right now, we haven't defined a min or a max. So it has, by default, it has identified that 5 is there, which means it's got a bigger number here. So before that's really going to work for us, we want to also identify what the min and the max are. So the min is 0, and the max, we want it to be equal to 10. There, so we put min and max, and we can also do the step. So we say how much each increment is, and we want this to be 1. Okay, so now let's go see how that works. So now we put the min at 0, the max at 10, and now it says, oh, 5 is right in the middle. So it's no longer using its default min and max. And so now that we've specified it, it knows where 5 is, and it's right there in the middle. And there we get a slider widget by using an input element of type range.